As far as I can remember my weeb journey, I've always known Hatsune Miku. I've seen her in music videos, behind showcases, or in front of me in conventions. Like you, I love Hatsune Miku for many reasons. She's a technological masterpiece, she gathers thousands of fans, she's cute. So on this Miku Day, I wanted to make a video about her success story, how Krypton Future Media transformed a brand into the icon we love today. Leader spoilers, they use an exceptional marketing strategy, and they could count on unexpected fellows to help them. But the more I dove into her history, the more I noticed that she may be one of the most influential persons in the 21st century. Like the most famous geniuses, people will continue to look at her for the next decades, a fate nobody could expect, especially her creators. The origin story of Hatsune Miku began in Sapporo, inside the studio of Sasaki Wataru. In 2007, the developer had to make a voice bank software for his company, Krypton Future Media. Of course, he had to make the technical part, but also the commercial one. For the former one, the question is solved in some seconds. He's gonna use Vocaloid 2, the voice engine from Yamaha. But for the later one, he has some pressure on his shoulders for two reasons. First, the former Vocaloid of Krypton Future Media reached a decent amount of 3,000 sales, so the company wanted to top this value. And second, and maybe for most, Vocaloid bombed overseas. Aside from technical issues, overseas software has disastrous packaging. Zero G used stock photos which make thinking about any makeup, but not a voice bank. To not repeat this disaster, Sasaki must figure out a way to represent the product appealingly. And for that, he will use one of the most powerful marketing tools, known as branding. Contrary as you think, branding is not a name and a logo, it's the whole identity of the product. Companies spend millions to establish it, because having a strong brand has many advantages, but on our case, there will be two major ones. First, a strong brand creates loyal fans, and second, it becomes a powerful asset in the long term. So Sasaki and Krypton Future Media brainstormed, but as you can think, to set up a brand is not an easy task. So what they did? Of course, we can't find any tracks about all the thinking processes, but we can try to figure it out by using the minimal valuable brand, a startup notion. The MVB is a tool to establish a ready-to-use brand. The process is composed of 5 elements: the values to promote, the enemies to overcome, the weapon to use, the goal to accomplish, the emotional benefits to reach, and the image to show. So let's attack the points one by one. With Vocaloid, Krypton Future Media wanted to promote two things: creativity and innovation. Yet the voice isn't human, it still lets artists expressing their creativity and convey emotions. So the enemies to that are already found. Those are artificial voices, like the ones in public transports. To defeat them, the company has two weapons: its user-friendly software and its in-house technology. With all of that, the goal of Vocaloid is obvious: allow everyone to make moving songs with only a computer. In the end, using Vocaloid is a way to express your personality to the whole world. From that, Sasaki will establish a graphic representation of all these elements. Rapidly, he decided to make a Gijinka, a human representation of their software. If in many cases it would sound inappropriate, making a character was a clever choice for Vocaloid. Singing is a human ability you can use to convey your emotions and your personality. Added to that, Vocaloid is directed toward the future, and on the character design, this will lead to two choices: making a cheerful girl with a sci-fi background for the futuristic side. He gave these guidelines to a mangaka, and the final result gave this girl. Only remains her name to give, and for that, Sasaki will just retake the branding. Vocaloid is the first software for making futuristic sounds, the first sound of the future, or Hatsune Miku. Krypton Future Media will release Hatsune Miku in 2007, just with the ambition to make 3,000 sales. Hatsune Miku will be the most sold software of the year, with 40,000 sales. To reach that level of popularity, you guess that something just happened, without Sasaki knowing it. And this is where the magic of otaku fandom operated. To understand why Krypton Future Media was shocked by this success, I must explain their initial strategy for Hatsune Miku. If you wanna make a successful product, your first goal is to find a product market fit, another startup notion. The product market fit is the moment when your product satisfies your target audience. For example, Attack on Titan reached a product market fit with its dedicated fanbase. The same goes for Love Live, Eurocamp, and any successful anime. With the success of Meiko, Krypton Future Media had the product market fit. Vocaloid was a product made for professional musicians to create creative songs, and Hatsune Miku was born as a brand to reach this audience. But the company didn't expect that Hatsune Miku would reach another audience. amateur musicians. Because when you look back at the product market fit, do you need to be a professional musician to be creative? Of course not. Talented amateurs can make stunning music worthy of professionals. And as you may already know, the amateur creative scene is very active in Japan. We grew up in doujin cycles, plenty of artists create music to pay tribute to their favorite works. Shoot'em Up Game Series Toho is known to have many doujin music groups like Sound Horizon and Astro Media Records. These groups earn a lot of fame, especially on the video service Nico Nico Douga. Nico Nico Douga was and always still a place where amateur artists can showcase their talent, whether it's vocals, composing or editing. Since Nico Nico Douga was the place to be, creatives use it to reunite and set up massive collaborations. Inside of that, seekers like Livetune and Supercell will produce music titles featuring Hatsune Miku. Along with the vocals, other artists will provide the visuals to make clips, and these clips will be massively shared and become viral on Nico Nico Douga and YouTube. Thanks to that, the popularity of Miku skyrocketed. The character was tagged on more than 80,000 videos on Nico Nico Douga and more than 200,000 ones on YouTube. And around the same period, artworks and memes of Hatsune Miku flooded the whole internet. With the active participation of this surprising audience, Hatsune Miku reached an insane level of popularity out of nowhere. And to take profit from that trend, Krypton Future Media had to revise all its strategies. This unexpected success changed the whole strategy of Krypton Future Media. For every business, you can break down its strategy into the R framework, another startup notion. R stands for 5 elements. Acquisition, customers discover the product. Activation, they understand the value of it. Retention, they are using it. Recommendation, they are talking about it around them. Revenues, they pay to have it. This is the conventional order you will find everywhere, but you don't need to follow it strictly, so I won't hesitate to break it down. And for Vocaloid, it looks like that. Krypton Future Media makes the promotion of Vocaloid acquisition. People go to the product page, activation. They buy the software, revenues. They are using it, retention. They talk about it around them, recommendation. New people are interested in Vocaloid, acquisition again. On the paper, this strategy seems pretty. The loop only needs a push at the start, and then it goes by itself. But this loop has a critical point, the saturation of the market. At some point, no more musicians would be interested in Vocaloid. There won't be new customers, so no more sales. But without knowing it, the internet figured out another growth model featuring Hatsune Miku. It starts with the recommendation step. Internet creatives don't hesitate to represent Miku in every situation possible, from the coolest ones to the most bizarre ones. As all these people share their works, new people will discover Miku through social medias and Google research, the acquisition step. Some of them will find her ridiculous, but some others will be charmed by her, so they will follow artists creating Miku-related content, the activation step. And sometimes when the content has a great value, they will share it around them, the recommendation step again. As you can see, this little R system makes an acquisition loop. As long as this loop is running, Miku will manage to always drive new fans around her. But you may say I've forgotten 2 things in my model. Where are the retention and the revenue steps? In 4 words, in Krypton Future Media. If I didn't talk about retention and revenues, it's because Miku-related contents were non-profit. Artists didn't care about followers and money. But for Krypton Future Media, all these works are gold mines, ready to be exploited. But how? The worst way to do that would be to force people to pay copyrights. Of course, it would have made a scandal and hurt everyone in the process. So the company avoided to do that. Instead, it will capitalize on the acquisition loop we saw earlier. Since the internet already drives new Miku fans, Krypton Future Media just has to find a way to monetize that audience. And for that, the strategy will be simple. Make fans stay loyal to Miku the longest time possible. And to create loyal fans, you already know what you need, a strong brand. So from that, Krypton Future Media will build an ecosystem around this audience, then the company will add elements to extend the experience. The system started with the Vocaloid software and her design. Then Miku will have Karen T, her own record label, then a ton of merchandise, then Project Diva, her own game series, and she will finally have her own anime. All these elements turn to be major sources of income for Krypton Future Media, estimated at $90 million in 2011. Miku has become a powerful and a profitable brand. And honestly, I could stop the video here, but there is one element I kept for the end, because this thing turned Miku into a living legend, and this thing, it's her live events. 2009 March the 9th, Miku performed her first live event. Thanks to an hologram system, she could appear on stage like a real artist. Of course, that event went full house. At this moment, this was another source of income for Krypton Future Media. But once again, the company wasn't ready for what's gonna happen, because when an artist made a concert, local news covers the event, and we are talking about Miku here, so I will let you imagine what happened. In every city she stopped, she made the local headlines, giving an insane coverage to the idol. Many people became aware of Miku's existence, and for most of them, she's the future of the music. And this is that image prestigious people wanna capture. In 2013, she performed an opera with a costume designed by Louis Vuitton. The following year, she appeared in Lady Gaga's concert, and last year she was planned to attend Coachella's concert. Since then, Miku has become more than a brand. She has become a symbol of creativity and innovation, inspiring countless people around the world, like the greatest geniuses, like the greatest artworks. Miku managed to become both. That's why millions of people will continue to love her for now and maybe forever. From her debut to nowadays, the career of Hatsune Miku was a lucky accident. She never meant to be successful in the first place, yet random people on the internet took over her career, not for money, but because she carried her dearest values, creativity and innovation. And instead of forbidding their unlicensed creations, Krypton Future Media supported amateur creatives. The company will include them in an insane marketing system to skyrocket the popularity of Hatsune Miku. She's still active today, but she already left a legacy, a future we already can witness, a future where companies and fans collaborate hand in hand, a future where virtual people will be accepted as full-fledged artists. Like the greatest paintings in the world, millions of people will come to visit her, and it will last for the next decades. I wanted to make a video for this Miku Day, and I will finish it simply by, for all you accomplished, thank you Miku. Bonjour les filles, it's Vin, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you wanna know more about the legacy of Hatsune Miku, click on the video on the left. And if it's not released yet, please click on the right to subscribe to the channel and not miss new anime business content. And don't forget, anime is an art, but also a business. À la prochaine les filles.